What's up? Walking Dead Hype Volume 1 recap, review, whatever you want to call it. Um, what happens starts off, Shane and Rick are in a standoff with a criminal from Brown County. He's not going back to prison. He'll die before he goes back. Uh, Rick's gonna flank him, go on the side so we can surround him, pop. Because, back up 10 minutes, taking too long, we'll be dead by then. Shane gets shot, the criminal shoots the gun out of Shane's hand. Rick gets shot, wakes up from a coma in a hospital, empty hospital. Wanders around the hospital, finds some zombies, falls down the stairs, ties hospital door shut with his belt, finds a bicycle, actually finds what I call a skeleton zombie, because like most of her flesh is off. But she had a bicycle. He takes the bicycle, goes home, gets whacked in the face by a kid named Dwayne with a shovel. Wakes up. What happened? It's Morgan. Morgan tells him what's going on basically with the zombies. Nobody really knows. Hit him in the head, seems to put him out. So they're whacking him with shovels. They go shopping, is what he says. He has kids and he goes, "You want to go shopping?" Takes him to the sheriff's office, I guess. Whatever you call it. Where the cops hang out at. With all the guns and the cars. So they get guns and cars. Rick gets his outfit, comes out with his hat, jacket, everything. And he's like, "Oh, you're like a cop." He's gonna shoot a zombie that's walking by the fence. Morgan tells him, "You might need that bullet, save it for later." He's like, "Right." Gives him a card, tells him, "Watch after my house, you're my neighbor," blah 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 blah. Gets in the car, drives down, goes back to where he found the bicycle with the skeleton zombie, shoots the skeleton zombie after Morgan just told him save the bullet. Okay, goes, drive, stop at a gas station, kick it, damn it, they ain't got no gas, drive, run out of gas, find a horse, get on the horse, find a family of 4, mom, dad, daughter, son, shot in the head, dead, killed themselves, dad had a gun in his hand, rides to Atlanta, horse gets scared by all the zombies, falls down, shoots a couple zombies, runs down an alley. Glenn grabs him, gets scared. He goes, "I can save you, chill." They run up some stairs, up a fire escape, jump across some buildings, run into a forest. Rick says, "Wait," and he's like, "I gotta find my family." And he's like, "Oh, were they in Atlanta?" And he's like, "Whoa, we got my wife's parents live out here." And he's like, "Oh, everyone in Atlanta's dead, son." And then he breaks down and cries, and he goes, "Well, here, we'll get back to camp. It's right here." And he's like, "Camp?" Finds the family, sits there. You find out earlier he's from Kentucky, where he tells Glenn, "I'm from Kentucky. We had family out here. My wife's parents live out here. That's the only place I think they could go. They could have gone somewhere else. I don't know." It's like a 6 hours drive. I binged it because I was always curious. If later on you find out shit ain't that far. Yeah, so he says it's a 5-hour drive. You know, they're there. He gets reunited with his family. Happy, huggy, kissy, I can't believe it. That night, he's talking to his wife, Lori. Meets the whole camp. Shane's there. His wife, his kid. 2 twins. A lot of people live there. A lot of people are surviving at that camp. There's Glenn, Donna, Andrea, her sister, Carl, Sophia, the twin boys, couple other people, Donna. It's a lot of names. They hug, they sit there at night, they fall asleep. You don't know if they did the nasty or not. I assume they did. I would have. Then he wakes up, gets a shower, bumps in the tail in the RV. kind of warns them about Shane, because you all know Shane wanted some of Lori, which you find out later too. So he gives them a warning, and he's like, yeah, I wouldn't trust that guy around my wife. And they go, crazy. And then Rick's like, crazy old man. And then they go hunting. Wives go with to do laundry. Um, to do the laundry. One of them called Donna's like, why do they go hunt and we do laundry? Are we even going to be able to vote when this is over? And Lori's like, I don't know how to shoot. It's not about women's rights. It's about, what's the word? Reality. Be realistic. So they're doing laundry. They tell a story of how they met. She met him when she was in high school. Met his brother, Rick and Lori. Um, college, blah, blah, blah. Cop. They go back, done with the laundry. Shane and Rick find a zombie eating a deer. And they're like, should we get it? And he's like, I don't know what the fuck the kind of disease they have. You know, then Donna gets attacked by a zombie and she like freezes and panics. They chop off his head. It's still alive. And Rick and Shane are still in the woods looking at the zombie, eat the deer, and then they hear the gunshot, or they shoot it and they hear the gunshot and they run over. Then they sleep in shifts. Rick and Shane have a conversation on top of the RV, talking about Rick wants to leave this area because it's not safe, because Donna almost died. Shane says, no, the government, they're gonna fix this all up. It's gonna be fine. This is the safest place. If they're gonna come, they're gonna come here. It's like, okay, well, we all need to get guns. And then I was thinking, like, yeah, bitch don't know how to shoot. So then right after that, the next morning, Rick tells Glenn if he's seen a gun store when he's gone on runs into the city. He says no, but I never go in very far. They ask Jim if he knows where there's a gun store. He gives them an address. Glenn gets a map. Rick's gonna go with Glenn. Lori gets mad because you've been here for 3 days and now you're leaving again. And then Carl's like, don't leave, Daddy. And he's like, 7, I believe. And then he's like, well, if we go and we find guns, you get to shoot a gun. Don't you want to shoot a gun? And then he's like, yeah. And his wife's like, no, he's too young. And then they end up going. And Rick gets the bright idea to smear zombie blood and guts on their clothes. Now in the TV show they had like raincoats or something that they smeared it on. This one they smeared on their regular clothes. And I'm kind of a dork when it comes to things like this. Like, I like seeing little shout outs of different things. And I never noticed, this is the 3rd time I've read volume 1. And I never noticed this, but Glenn's wearing a Swollen Members t-shirt. And if you don't know who Swollen Members are, they're like Canadian hip-hop group. So it's pretty cool. I know later on one of the zombies is wearing a GBH t-shirt, which is a British punk band. So I like little things like that. This is when it gets really dramatic. So they go, after they smell everything, it's working. They find a gun store. Rick hacks into it with his hatchet. And then they start loading up shopping cart. Push shopping cart out the door. Starts to rain. Washing the smell off. They run. Glenn falls. Shopping carts fall out. And then Rick starts shooting some zombies. Pop, pop, pop. Load up as many as you can. And let's go. Keep running. They're running. They get there. They get to the fence. Kick it through. And he's like, okay, we're good. Rick, in the meanwhile, got bit right here on his jacket, which is why you should always wear a leather jacket or a very thick denim jacket, or should have one at least. And he pulls the clothes off, and he's like, oh, shit, fine. And then Glenn's like, oh, it was really close then, and he's like, don't tell Lori how close it was. And then it's raining, and Lori's standing out there like this in the thing, and then Shane comes up behind her, and she's like, don't worry, come back to camp. He'll be fine. You've seen all the shit he made it through. And he's like, come back to camp. It's too cold to be out in this rain. And she's like, come on, staying out here isn't gonna make him come back any sooner. I'll keep you company. And he's like behind her and like trying to grab up on her shoulder and shit. Shane, don't! You gotta stop. Rick is back now. He's alive and he's my husband. You gotta stop this. And then he's like, you know, it's pretty dramatic. This work is really dramatic. And you find out that she's kind of a two-timer. But what about that night when we on the road down here? And she's like, that night was a mistake. And he's like, you know, when you get rejected, fellas, and you're like, oh, damn. Yeah. So then after that, they go hunting with Dale, and Shane, Rick, and Dale are hunting, and they get some food. And then, you know, Rick barely says, like, even with the deer and shit, we're still gonna be cold, like, get more firewood. And then, Shane freaks out, like, it's not my fucking fault! Blah, 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 blah. And they get in an argument, and Dale's just like, that boy's got problems. Then they're all sitting around the campfire eating some deer, and Rick's like, oh, I never, like, what'd you guys do before the shit hit the fan, pretty much, and they're all eating, and they tell their littles, like, oh, Glenn was a pizza delivery man and dad, and about to lose everything, hated his parents, like, didn't want to talk to his parents, and then, you know, you get everybody's backstory, and then one of them's like, I gotta go pee. Amy, Andrea's sister Amy, she's like, oh, I gotta go pee. And anybody need anything from me here? And she goes, and she comes out, and zombie attacks her, attacks the whole camp. The first one, Amy's dead. Got her in the cure, and she's dying. And she grabs her and says, what do I do? And then that's a herd, and they all attack. Jim freaks out and like bashes one. He's like, you killed my family, and it's like, oh shit. Then like it gets really good. This is like how the Walking Dead comic book series works. It'll be like, okay, 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 and then like boom, shit hits the fan, and you're like, oh shit, you know, and you get really excited, and then you know stuff cools down a little bit, and then boom again. So like they get attacked, they bury Amy, they're never gonna be the same. Jim's bit, he's just a scratch, he wraps it up, gets the fever, cold, but like you touch him and he's dying, burning, and then they go hunting they go hunting, and then he's like, it's not my fucking fault, Rick, it's not my fault, and it's just like, what the fuck, and then they go through it, and Dale and Andrea get a little closer together. Um, Shane and Rick, Shane's losing his mind. The government's gonna come, and everything's gonna be okay, and it'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Government's coming. We can't move. Um, Rick wants to leave. Dale's getting close to Andrea. Jim's dealing with the zombie infection, or whatever you want to call it. What happens next? And then, you know, Donna says Jim knows what he wants to do. They leave him on a tree, and he says some nice words. Like after they buried Amy, everybody said some nice words about Amy. And then they go living. Night goes on. They leave Jim by a tree, and he's like, "Oh, maybe my family came back, and like this is the only way I can find my family again, and we could be together." And you're like, "Oh, that's nice," you know. And then just the morning, Rick's doing some stretches. Good morning, and good morning, Dad. And then Shane's like, "When you're ready to go hunting." And Carl's like, "Can I go?" And Rick's like, "Go away from me to wake up a little bit." And he's like, "No, Carl, stay here. Me and you have something to talk about." Shane's like, "What do we gotta talk? What the hell do you think we gotta talk about?" He sucker punches him. He's like, "It's not my fucking fault." And Rick's like, or Laurie grabs Rick, and he's like, "Get away from him, you lunatic!" And like you can tell he's like, "Oh, oh, oh." And like he's having a breakdown, and he's like, fuck this, and goes on a walk, and then with a gun, and then Rick goes behind him like, Shane, stop, Shane pulls a gun on him, and he's like, it was gonna be okay, the government was gonna come get us. And it's a big, real dramatic. You can tell he's lost his fucking mind, and he keeps saying, "Fuck you, Rick." Like, she would have came around. Basically, he's saying, like, you weren't supposed to come back, Rick. I was gonna take over your life. Lori was gonna be mine. Carl was gonna be mine. I was getting sex on the reg. And then, Rick's like, calm down, you know, like, what are you talking about? Calm down. And then Carl shoots him. He's like, don't hurt my daddy. Bam! Shoots him through the throat. Dies. And then Carl and Rick hug, and he's like, it's not like shooting dead one's dad, is it? And he's like, it never should be. It never should be. And that's how it ends. This video was way too long by itself, so come back for part 2 of The Walking Dead Volume 2. Peace.